Good morning, and happy new moon. So, and it's also, so tomorrow is also the beginning of the winter solstice as well. Um, so, what I thought we would do today, a little different than the days before. So, the days before, I was like, we were asking for direction in the like X topic or whatever topic it was of the day. And that topic was normally kind of crept in like the day before, like in my thoughts of what we should do that day. But today I thought we could ask that from the energy of the new moon, like what we should be leaving behind in 2025, and then how we can, I'm curious, like how we can alchemize that, or what we can, maybe even if there's something that we need to, it's like alchemize into something new, like take something old and alchemize it into something new. So because it is a new moon, but they're saying that this new moon is different, that is something, it's about like breaking old habits and whatnot. So we'll see what comes up. I don't know, but alchemizing keeps popping in my head right now, so I don't know. I'm wrong a lot about what's going to come through, so we'll see. Oh, and look, I cut my hair. I felt like, I don't know, it felt like all the release work that we've been doing, it felt like I needed like that physical manifestation of that as well. Like, just like, I don't know, just like a release, right? Just like that physical, just letting it all go and just seeing. And it's almost like a letting it go and surrendering. It felt like a, I don't know, it just feels good. It felt good and right. So even though it was scary, even though I've had my hair this short before, if I haven't done it in a while and I don't remember how to do it, then that's where it gets scary. Plus, the older I get, the more blind I get. So when I'm doing it, it's like, ah. All right. So let's do our little breath work here. Trying to make some space for a little reading. I, I always think it's a cute thing to put like little leaves or whatever in then my notebook to dry, like, but then it ends up getting all over your thing, all over your space. But okay, let's do this. Close your eyes. We're going to take some just nice deep breaths to connect. And so this time it really feels different. Like it feels different. So inhaling, feeling the connection with each other. Inhaling, like pulling that connection, like pulling us closer, like pulling your chairs up to the table or something. Boop. And then exhaling, expanding our energetic field. And then, but at the same time though, when we're doing this, we're also, okay, so they're making, this is a big call. So this is like, it feels like a big ask, but they're like, seriously, we're the universe. So we're also like inhaling, pulling the chair up closer to the table, us together, strengthening our connection, but then also pulling up that Mother Earth energy to really help us ground, and then pulling down Source Light energy, Father Sun energy, opening up that crown to help us connect, having better connection. So we're like we're adjusting our antenna, we're grounding down, and we're connecting here, and we're expanding out. Not too much to ask, right? Okay. So breathing in nice, and we're just going to be doing this in, remember, find that rhythm, find the pulse. It's like a pulse, that pulse of your, almost like your energetic field, like feeling into that and breathing into that. It's almost like sinking in, like calibrating, sinking in, whatever it is. And then to the energy of the space and all of it. Okay, breathing in. Remember, nice and slow, audible exhales out the mouth and through the nose. Oyana Siana, 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 Tuiana Kiano, Tuiano, Kuiano, Tu, Oyana Kiano, Tuiano, Tuiano, Tu. Ayana Siano Tuiano Suiana. Calling in our angels and our guides, our higher selves, calling in Jesus, Mary, Mary Magdalene, and the Kali Act 2, calling in our Ascension Council, Galactic Council, Ascended Masters, Ancestors of Love and Light, the highest of the high of love and light, and only those of the highest of high of love and light. And along with the asking for the assistance with Archangel Michael and Metatron, Uriel, Gabriel, Azrael, Gabriel, and Raphael to please be our safeguards for this space, helping keep this container a sacred space, keeping the energy all cleansed and cleared of all energy that does not belong here, and just cleanse and clear the energy in general, just like really just if we can in our mind's eye for a second picture them. So again, you have Michael in the front left, Uriel left center, Metatron left back, like if he's behind your left shoulder. Then you have Gabriel is front right, opposite of Michael. Then you have Azrael is right center, and then you have Raphael behind your right shoulder there. So, and they're kind of like lined up there. So if you could kind of picture, and they're not like right behind your shoulders. They're like set back there because they're like safeguarding the space. They're kind of like lined up on these walls here. And then just picture just like them sending out, all 6 of them, sending their energy across and through, like almost like those like laser beams in the those movies that people have to like somersault through to break into the safe. Anasiano tu, Anasiano tu, Anasiano tu. Just cleansing and clearing. Please, angels, cleanse and clear this space and amplify all energy all the energy that remains that is your coming from you, angels, and then also from us that is for our highest good, that just elevates our frequency, that elevates our health, that elevates our mentality and spirituality and all the things, our emotional health and physical health and mental health and all the things. If you guys can just like flood us with that. And so we're just asking a lot this morning. We want a lot this morning for this new moon session. Anasiano tu. So also don't forget to have your notebook and your pen. Oh, and I forgot to finish with this too. All the highest, the high, helping us to be clear channels, receiving and giving the messages in which we're meant to receive for our highest good on this new moon. Anasiano tu, ayanasiano tu, ayanasiano tu, siano, soyano tu. Anasiano tu, yano su, anasiano tu, yano su, anasiano tu, yano su, anasiano tu, yano su. Anasiano tuiano su, Anasiano tuiano su, Anasiano tuiano su, Anasiano tuiano su, tuiano su, tuiano su, tuiano su, tuiano su, tuiano su, tuiano su. Whew, got little chills when they were doing that. Okay, let's do this. Anasiano tuiano oyana. Goodness. I normally don't like pay attention to the cards that fly out, all that. I just kind of shove them back in there and keep on going until one sticks. But this one feels like, yep, this one belongs. The Magician. And remember, I was talking about alchemizing. Thank you, Magician. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It feels good already. Ianasiano tu. Ianasiano tu. 3 of Swords. Oh, we have not received her yet from this deck. That's interesting. see what she brings. Then we have the Death card. Look at, like, oh my goodness. Goodness. We have, what a trio to have. Like, so you have the Death card here. Then you have the Magician in the middle. And then you have the, oh goodness, this whole working with the whole mirrored thing is just, and then you have the Three of Swords on the left. So we'll see what happens. We're going into the original Rider-Waite deck now, which I love this deck. But I do say, I will caution you on ever painting the edges of your cards. Because, so like I had, this was a borderless deck, but it had borders on the outside of it. And then within each border, it had like a little copyright and date and all, like the year and all that. Something, I don't know. Some sort of numbers there. And it just bugged me to death. So I had to cut it. And then it was like, looked like raw edges. So then I had to paint it. But now it's like, it's still, even after all this time, it still has like a little sticky to them. So I just kind of try and like break them up as much as I can. All right, here we go. Two of Wands. He's going up top. Anasiano tuiano oyana kiano oyana siano tuiano oyana. Ooh, lovers. Lava. All right, I think that might be it on those. We're going to the winter deck now. Anasiano tu. Four of Winter Pentacles. Interesting. So where's the fourth? 1, 2, 3. So there's that. It's going up there. Anasiano tu. Four of Winter Cups. So that's interesting. We have 4. And those are going to sandwich this Two of Wands up here. All right, so I feel like we're done with them. 2. Coven. Power of Sisterhood. Yes. Kali. Step into the unknown. Do not be afraid. I keep wondering if she's going to be our New Year goddess. Step into the unknown. Do not be afraid. Amen. Okay, so I think we're done there. I feel like a big hair, which would have been left over. All right. Okay. So it'd be very interesting if Kali came out of this deck too, and it would feel like a very big confirmation. Not that if she doesn't, then it doesn't mean we're not going to be using her, but I'm just saying it would be like, yes, use me for the next month, which I need to get on setting all that up. But I don't know who we're using yet, who we're connecting with yet. Mary of Nazareth, the Mother of God, I am blessed. My courage gives birth to the divine. And this, she's fitting too for right now, right? The Christmas time. I saw the funniest thing on Instagram about that. It just made me laugh so hard. Lalita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. Amen. Love her. All right, are we done? Okay, I keep on. I'm like, are you sure you're done? I didn't pull Kali yet. And they're like, done. All right, maybe later. We're doing from here to freedom. I'm called here to be free. And then it has the 513 there, which I'm assuming is that's like a, probably from the passage from the book of Mary Magdalene. Anasiano tu, anasiano tu. And it really feels like, I see you, I see you, I see you. But I feel like the only thing I don't like about this book is it doesn't make it easy to find the there. I am called here to be free. And sorry, I don't know why I just feel it's like I'm supposed to read from this. This is it. This is the mountaintop, ultimate place to reach. This is from, again, Mary Magdalene Oracle. This moment, this exalted state of just being fully here right now in this breath in this body. This is what we work so hard for, freedom. And this is what makes freedom so powerful. It's not dependent on anything outside of us. It doesn't arrive because of a single event or singular person in our life, no matter how significant. Freedom comes from within. So we can experience freedom even in the midst of the most tremendous pain or the most stressful circumstances. Freedom is not bound to anything that's temporary. Freedom is the glorious inner state of peace we can reach when we've unbound ourselves from all the egoic states that confine our perception. Freedom feels like a blank slate, a wide expanse, a universe of possibilities suddenly opening up from within. Freedom is our birthright. Christ reminds us in Galatians 5:13, that's where the 5:13 came from. Remember, friends, to you the call came to give you freedom. Remember, friends, to you the call came to give you freedom. We are called here to be free, both externally and internally, free from perception, free from oppression, free from others causing us harm, and free from our own thoughts that harm us from within. We are here to free ourselves, to be in service of a love that actively works to end oppression in all forms. We cultivate this state of feeling free by remembering that freedom is our birthright. No matter what unfolds, no matter how often the ego tries to bind us in one of its 7 powers, there's a freedom that comes from within. It's a freedom that no one can ever take from us. There's a freedom that's divine. It's witnessed and passed on from heart to liberated heart. There's a freedom that comes from knowing true peace, from remembering the good we are, from aligning again with the source of love itself. This is what we're called here to be. Free. This is what we're called here to demonstrate, to protect, and to advocate for each other. Freedom. Soul voice meditation. What does freedom feel like for me in this moment? That's what the inside looks like. Outside. Okay. Gosh, I feel like we could just marinate in that, right? I can't imagine there being what else could be coming, because it's like, but I feel like there's something coming, like in life in general. Like, I don't know. It just feels like something's coming. Something's coming. Something's coming. Something's coming. Is it just for me in my life? Is it in your life? Is it in our lives? Is it just in your life? Because we did do that whole pulling into each other. Okay, everybody. Let's go. Iana siano tu. Iano suiano tu iano koiano oiana. Iano tu iano oiana. Iano tu iano koiano oiana. Iano suiano tu iano oiana. Iano suiano tuiano oyana kiano oyana siano tuiano oyana. Iano suiano tuiano oyana kiano oyana. Iano suyano tuyano oyena. Iano suyano tuyano oyena. So what they're talking about is like how this, like what you feel, this connection is real. Like the connection to spirit, the connection to divine, the connection to your angels, your guides, to spirits, to all of it, to these beautiful, amazing goddesses. The connection that you feel that's like different whenever it's like with someone within your same kind of community, it's real. Like they're showing like all of these like these beautiful like spirals coming out from us, like it kind of like not totally spirals, but like, almost it looks like that, like the little fern fronds, it's so cute where it kind of goes out and then like does that. It's so cute. Like it Anasiano tuiano kuiana siano tuiano oiana. Oiana si. 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 Ianasi. 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 Ianasiana tiana oyana. Oyana kiano tuiano oyana siano tuiano oyana kiano suiano tuiano oyana. Trust in what's coming. 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 Ayana siano tuiano oyana kiano tuiano oyana kiano tuiano oyana. Iana suiano tuiano oyana. Some things are not yours to unravel. Ana siano tuiano kuiano tuiano oyana kiano suiano tuiano oyana kiano oyana siano tuiano oyana. It feels like some of us, like, this feels very specific. Like somebody has, like, it's almost like, so I'm picturing this, like if you ever known somebody, like your grandmother or sister or somebody that has like that likes to knit, and then they always have that bag of yarn next to their chair, and it's coming from like all that yarn's coming from there, but like maybe in the bag, but they're showing like it's like the bag of yarn is kind of like representing our life with this, or all the different yarn balls of yarn are like different parts of our life, different circumstances, that kind of thing, or maybe even different people, that kind of thing. It's just all different things. But then like there's like a tangled up mess, like there was a ball of yarn that kind of like went everywhere and then just got shoved back in the bag at some point in time, and then but now you're trying to untangle it, but they're like, girl, you're in the wrong bag. That's not your ball of yarn to be untangling. Stick to your own bag. You've got your own stuff. And then it's like, and so we're trying to untangle these other people's balls of yarn when we're ignoring the ones that we have in our bag, because it's almost like it's easier, even though it's frustrating, because maybe like they're just not listening to you or your advice or whatever it is, or like it's just frustrating and untangling this ball of yarn, but it's also because it's not yours to untangle. We need to just go put it back in there, step back, and put our eyes on our own bag of yarn, and like kind of get it all organized and separated and respooled and all the different things. Like get that, like go stick to your own bag of yarn. Stop trying to fix other people's bags of yarn, if that makes sense, right? So okay. So that was one thing. They just want us to focus on our own stuff, stay out of other people's stuff. That's their stuff to untangle. That's their web of disaster, lies, whatever it is for them. It's theirs to untangle. Step back, and it could be nothing bad. Like I don't know. It could be something totally different, but they're just like, get out of it. Stay out of that. It's not yours to deal with. Okay. Oyana siano tuiano oyana. Kiana tuiano oyana siano tuiano oyana. They're really much there. So I'm trying to figure out. They keep saying death of self, death of self, death of self. So I'm trying to figure out where they're going with that before I like ana siano tuiano kuiano tuiano oyana. Iana kiano suiano tuiano oyana. Iano tuiano oyana. Iana siano tuiano oyana. Iano tuiano oyana. Kiano tuiano oyana. Oyana kiano tuiano oyana. They're just, okay, so they're just saying, I was trying to figure out if they were going to, like, where, like, I was trying to get, like, the flow or something, but it just feels very much like if you want true change in the new year, you have to, like, stop holding on to, like, what you thought life was going to look like or what life has been looking like because of in like old habits, old ways, and all the things, and just kind of try and look at your life like it's a clean slate, like almost as if so like it's like a computer, right? So you have the computer, it's downloaded with all these programs, and it tells you how to do things. It tells you here's the mail, here's this, here's the all the different things, right? Here's your different apps and everything. And it tells you exactly how everything's laid out. And then same thing with the calendar. Excuse me. So everything's laid out. We've been told how to eat. We've been told you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You've been told, like, this is how you set up your day. You wake up, you have your coffee, you do this, you do that. This is how you do your day. Maybe you're to go to work from 9 to 5. You're to come home. You're to cook dinner. Everybody eats. Everybody does homework or whatever it is. And then you get ready and you go to bed. And that's how we do our day. But they're saying, like, it's almost like we need to wipe the computer. Just wipe it out. Wipe it out, wipe it out, wipe it out. Like, and almost like how, I don't know if you've seen that one of those scenes in the movie where somebody white walks out and it's all completely white and they're on the white, it's white under them, all around them. And it's like they're in this vast whiteness of nothingness but whiteness. It's just white everywhere. And it's like looking at a blank page and not knowing where to begin. But they're saying, like, to look at our lives like that, like a blank slate. You stop, like, trying to figure out, stop trying to conform to what others have laid out for you as, like, what should be, how things should be done and laid out, like in your day-to-day lives. If you, like, maybe you just start eating when you're hungry instead of, like, at a set time. Maybe you start maybe you ask your worker, you start work at 12 instead of, or 11 or 10 or whatever, and then work later than other people because that's your clock is a little different. Maybe Anasiano tuiano kuiana tiana oiana. Anasiano tuiano oiana. Maybe there's different practices and different things that, sorry, this caught my eye. I think my little card, it lost its edging. You can't see that. All right. So anyway, that's sad. They're brand new. Okay, focus here. So anasiano tuiano kuiano tuiano oiana. They're saying You can shift your schedule. You can make up your day however you want it to look like. If you want your shower to be right smack in the middle of the day, do that. If you want to take your walk like at some weird time, like what you would perceive as a weird time, do that. If you want to do, like, it doesn't matter like what your day looks like to everybody else. If it fits and feels right for you, and it allows, because this is the thing that they're saying too, like what we should be looking for and trying to figure out. So the other day we were talking about, like, we showed like how we're like the sphere, but we're one of those like puzzles thing where there's like different little puzzle pieces sticking out, and then whenever we come into alignment in different ways, what feels good and right within us, within our bodies, like how we eat, one clicks into place whenever, or how we, if we get on, we're sleeping at a, however is right for us, that clicks into place whenever we get just the right amount of, or less, less, just the right amount of like screen time or whatever it is, that clicks into place. Just the right amount of learning, click. Just the right amount of time of like time in nature, click, and everything gets into alignment, all these different parts of us. And then that's whenever we're in the flow, right? We can flow, and then everything feels like good and right in our bodies and our beings and our souls and our spirit and our energy, because we're in alignment. Whenever we don't, like, even with money, we don't spend too much, but we're also not too thrift. We still allow ourselves to like have a good cup of coffee every now and then or something, whatever that is for you, whatever that looks like for you. For me, it's a book. But um so that kind of so it pertains to everything, but there's no just like, so they're showing like how with each and every one of those aspects of our lives, how much water we drink, how much food we eat, what kind of food we eat, what time of day we wake up or go to sleep. All these things are different and unique for each one of us. And so that's why we shouldn't like go, oh, you're weird. That's weird. Oh, you're eating like it's 3 o'clock and you're eating just now, or this is when you're having dinner or whatever. It's works for them, and it makes it where to that clicks them into alignment where it feels good and right to them. So let that be. And so everybody needs to have like this clean slate of doing things what works for them individually, and not judging each other and how things should be done. And that includes everything, like what you do with your body, what you do with your hair, makeup, or no makeup, or shave or no shave, or anything. Every single aspect of our beings are unique and individual to us. And that means our days are too, and how they're laid out. So if you just need to find your own rhythm and how you can get it all like flowing easier. So say you really feel in your heart you're supposed to be journaling every day, and usually that would be like in the mornings or right before bed is when normal people do it, right? But you found that like at lunch, that's whenever you like to journal. So that's where it clicks into place for you and it works for you. So we're doing that. Or maybe and also too, maybe your lunch is like at 2, or maybe it's at 10. So it doesn't matter as long as it works and clicks for you. Find your own rhythm of the day. Find your rhythm of your day, and let your people also in your household do their own rhythm and their day too. And this is interesting because it's like one of those things that you judge yourself about if you're already doing this naturally and you feel like, but this isn't how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be on the same schedule so we can sit down and eat dinner together. And yes, bonding like in a dinner time is good and all that, but if everybody's on different rotations and schedules and whatnot, you're not going to have dinner at the same time, right? That's okay. I mean, it doesn't if your household runs like that, where everybody's on their own like cycles, and they're on their own schedule, they're on their own whatever it is that makes it work for them, that's amazing. Like, let it be what it is going to be. Or if you feel like that's the one thing you want to do, is have dinner, like one meal where everybody sits down to eat together, then talk to everybody in the household like you're a group, even the kids. Like, when would be the best time to do that? Maybe it's not dinner, maybe it's breakfast, or maybe it ends up being like once a week that everybody decides they could do that, because that's what fits better for everybody's cycles and days and schedules. Looking at each, allowing ourselves to live our own life, our own schedule, our own cycle, finding what works for us and allowing that to flow. And then if it's flowing and then it needs to be like slightly adjusted or tweaked or whatever along the way, then you have the freedom to do that. This is your life, your schedule, your day to set up in your way. If you want to eat, and we need to get out of what we eat for when we eat, breakfast for breakfast food for breakfast, lunch food for lunch, dinner food for dinner. Do what works for you. If you want your big meal for breakfast or lunch, if you want, and it doesn't have, you can eat whatever kind of food. If you want your breakfast food for dinner, because that works better for your system and your digestion, then do that. If you don't want these 3 meals, you just want one big giant platter of food in the middle of the day, do that. This is like one of those times where you're like, do you, babe? Do you? Not in a sarcastic tone or way is this being said. This is absolutely the truth that we need to be living. Everybody needs to just do you, and be okay with that, and not judge each other for being in different cycles in different ways. Stop being like, oh, you're up so late, or oh, you're going to bed so early, or oh, you're eating now, or oh, you're eating then, or oh, you're eating that, or oh, you're eating whatever, or drinking that, or whatever. Stop it. Stay in your own bag of yarn. Wrap it your bag of yarn the way you want it, and let everybody else figure out their own mess. You deal with your mess, because it's going to take a lifetime to go through that bag and unravel and re-wrap each and every ball of yarn. And that's kind of like what we need to do, is what we are doing, what we have been doing, is taking out all these different things and unraveling them, and then rolling them back up, and in a way that suits us and is better for us. It like clicks it better into place, and to where we can like function better, like where we can flow better, where it feels more good and right within us. We're giving each other and ourselves the permission just to be in our own way, which is just, it's like ding ding on the whole, what we just read from the Oracle book, card book, is that it's the freedom. We have the freedom to live the way we want to live, down to like when we brush our teeth. But we have to like give ourselves permission to do that. We have to like wipe the programming clean. Like, we have to clean the slate. We have to wipe the hard drive and figure out like what works for me. What works for me. If this job that you've been in is like, it just like, because your sleep schedule, your sleep pattern, like I know some sleep people, their pattern is totally different. Like my son, like he's on the spectrum and everything, and he sleeps. He doesn't do good doing the normal sleep schedule, right? It just doesn't work for him. And so he's up more at night and sleeps more in the day. And that's fine, because that's who he is. And then I get up super early. I get up around so anywhere around between 4 and 4:30 kind of thing. Perimenopause makes it a little earlier sometimes, but whatever. Like 3:30, 3:45 sometimes, but which is a little too early, but I'm working on it. Anyway, so 4 o'clock around there, 4 or 4:15 is like my perfect timing for me. That's what works for me. And that's good and fine that works for me. And then, but I don't expect anybody else to get up at that time. My husband, he doesn't get up until, cause he works late. So he doesn't get up till later. So he gets up, I don't know, around 9:30. So it's like over, it's over 5 hours later. But that's fine. It works. It works for him. That's what makes him feel good, his system feel good and right. Right. So we need to find what works for us, where it's not too much sleep, not too little sleep, not getting up too early or not getting up too late, but what works for us, individuals. Same with food, same with everything. Everything. Find our own natural rhythm. Okay. Iano suiano tuiano oyana. Iano suiano tuiano oyana. Now they're talking about this Lover's card. Partnering up with spirit. Let's see where they're taking us with that. Partnering up with spirit. Partnering up with spirit. Oyana kiano tuiano oyana. Siano tuiano oyana. If you feel like this is like an overwhelming thing, like, holy crap, I don't know how to do that, how to even start with this. How do I even start with this and figure out, like, it feels like a lot that I have to like find and tweak about within me, within my life, in my daily schedule. And they're like, partner up with spirit, ask for guidance, and it almost feels like a sectioning off of different things. And this could look different for everybody. Maybe you're looking at different time chunks in your day. Like maybe if you're a planner user and you can use different time chunks and play around with that, almost like they're showing, like, if it was on your computer, that would be even more fun, because then you could kind of like play around, because you could drag and drop. Like, maybe you love running, not me, but maybe you do, and you're trying to figure out what best placement it is in your day that would help make your day flow better. So you're just like drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. Okay, we're going to try it at 3 tomorrow. We're going to try it at, 4 on Wednesday because 3 didn't work. Maybe we'll try it on 5 on Thursday because the 4 didn't work. And just playing with it like that. Just play with it. Make it like this fun adventure. Like you're like, okay. Now they're showing like one of those video games where you build out your world. You build it, you like from scratch, and it's that. Doing that is fun, right? Because it's a game, it's a video game, and you can put like, I haven't played one of those in a million years, so I'm trying to picture it in my head. But like you can put like little bushes and flowers and build your little house, put your little house and make your little village, or I don't know, is it Farmville, to where you're doing your little farm or something? But anyway, so you're building everything out and then you're having fun with it and you're playing and you're moving things around. And they're saying put that same aspect, like that same feeling, into your life, in your day-to-day life, and then you can like just play with it. Don't think of it as something that you have to do and you have to get it done by Friday, or you have to get it done by the first of the year, or you have to get it done this or when, or before this or that, or get it just a certain way. They're like, no, just play with it, have fun with it, allow it that freedom, and to be able to even do it, to be the joy, being joy in your life. Allow that to be joy. Partner with spirit. You can use that so we've been doing our writing with these reading and writing sessions. We've been doing our writing, so you're learning how to connect with spirit in that way with writing. So that's another way you could write, like, and connect with spirit too, and partner with spirit, and get like little nuggets of wisdom or motivation, inspiration through from spirit through your writing too. Anasiano tu. Ayanasiano tu. And they're like saying this, like, we're not changing who we are. We're becoming who we are. We're allowing ourselves to manipulate the situation to better fit ourselves, to become better version, like the best version of us, meaning fully who we are, instead of like trying to fit ourselves into somebody else's box. We're like, screw that box, I'm gonna custom build my box, or whatever, you know what I mean. And instead of trying to fit ourselves into somebody else's box and somebody else's layout, somebody else's plan or schedule or whatever it is, or diet or whatever it is, we're going to stop trying to force ourselves into other people's ways of living and find our own. By partnering with spirit, we're planning out like what our life, our ideal, what our ideal day and life would look like and be like. And they're saying that goes with everything too, like as far as even vacations and stuff. Everybody else like goes in the summertime. If your thing is to go in the wintertime, go in the winter. This is your life, your way. Do it your way. Stop planning around other people's ways of being. So we are becoming who we've always, like, just giving our true selves like room to grow. We're allowing her to come out and be who she was always meant to be. We're giving her the green light. We're saying, okay, go ahead, come out and play. What do you need from me today to allow you to feel like your true self? We're trying to get to our truest selves right now. And we're allowing her to, like, that is like the transformation. Is giving her space to grow, room to grow. And we can't do that if we're always putting ourselves in other people's boxes. That goes with how people, like, so they're showing this too, and like how you may be learning from different people's, like, so ceremonies and rituals and ways of connecting with spirit and that kind of thing. And if you're always looking at different people's ways that they're doing it and reading different books of how you do this ritual and how you do that ritual and how you do this calling in, or this prayer, or this, that, or this or that, you're just always, you're learning from all these different people, just like we're reading from all in our tarot study, we're reading from all the different books, but we're doing that to get a base foundation of knowledge, of experience from others. And yet we're going to take that and then we're going to make it our own. We're going to make our own interpretation of the Emperor card and all the different tarot cards eventually after 100 years of doing this. So to make our own, to write our own story. Maybe that would even be like, you can even have like your own little tarot guidebook by the end of it, right? Because by the end of studying through all the books and writing the different, at the end of each month, we write our own, we connect with the card and write our own connection, like what comes through with that. So maybe that allows you to build your own guidebook, right? So that's what they want us to do with everything, not just the life stuff, but with the spiritual stuff. If you're learning, if you're trying to go deeper with different things, whether it's different ways of connecting with spirit, whether it's different ways of doing like little rituals, or connecting with nature, or doing ceremonies with people, and you feel like maybe you're feeling guilty because your ceremony, your group of people that get together, is not as formal and pretty and organized looking as a different group that you've been to, or you've seen online or whatever, where it's just exquisitely done and it looks like a picture perfect, it's beautiful, and you kind of wanted that. But this other way, you're having more fun with it, it's bringing you more joy, but you feel guilty. Isn't it supposed to look like that? They're like, no, girl, you do you. Even whenever it comes to gathering with your people, if you're, this makes me want to cry, because this hits home, because there are different times that I feel like I want more ceremony kind of feel. Like, I mean, we do get together and do like crafty stuff, like all of our craft stuff and everything, but we haven't done like a lot of ceremony stuff lately. And I feel guilty about it sometimes, but it's also, they're like, our journeys shift and mutate along the way. So maybe, just maybe, this time in our lives, the ceremony, we need to start working on doing our ceremony with our our personal ceremonies, like little mini ceremonies with us, and getting to know spirit, and then allow, whenever you come together with your other people that you can talk to and be free and open with, talking about all of this stuff, all that quote unquote woo woo stuff, magical stuff, amazing stuff, right? That, and without any judgment. If you haven't found that, you need to find that. It is like so grounding to be with people that you don't feel like you're going to be judged if you drop like the starseed word, or your talk, or anything. It's like you could bring up anything from dragons to unicorns, whatever, and it's going to be, nobody's going to blink an eye. That's what you need, and that's grounding, and that is a way of just being together and creating, or just being. That's a way of connecting. And every time you do it, even if it's a different way each time, every time is just right. If it feels good and right within you, don't question that. Don't feel like, well, I wonder if it should have looked like this. I wonder if it should have looked like that. I wonder, I mean, but maybe we're supposed to do it like this. Or aren't we supposed to do it like that? Aren't we supposed to be more this or that? More formal, or more this or that? They're like, no. You will find all this whole journey, the journey with your peers, the journey with yourself, the journey with spirit, is going to shift and mutate and change and evolve in different ways as we go. It may circle back, spiral back around, and you may find yourself whenever like doing some different ceremonies and stuff too, as a group again. But right now, you're doing what you need, what your heart and soul needs, what feels good and right. And so that is, if it's right, it feels good and right and true to you, then that's what's going to click that community part of you that we need to work on to be able to stay in flow. That's what's going to click it into place for you. Not if you were to try to fit that into a picture perfect ceremony. Life isn't picture perfect. We need to stop trying to be picture perfect. Oh, amen. Life isn't picture perfect. We need to stop trying to be picture perfect, which is so hard with social media. We try and get everything set up just so, because that's what people are drawn to. They want it all pretty, right? And if it's pretty, then you'll get the feedback that you're like, I need validation. I need validation from all these people to say I'm doing it just right. You don't. That's where we need to sever. We need to find out how to sever that cord of needing other people's validation. The validation that we need is here between you and spirit. That's it. If it feels good and right to you and spirit in your relationship and inside your body and your being, and you take a second, you feel into your body and you say, oh, that's good. Yeah, I'm happy. It brings me joy. Doing it this way brings me joy. And so then you got to sever that tie of feeling like you need to be validated by other people, or you need to fit into the box of the picture of what everybody else's looks like. We've got to sever that. We've got to sever ties with that. That is what we need to cut away from our lives, is trying to make it look picture perfect, trying to make it be just so, trying to make it look like what it looks like in the book, trying to make it look like what you've been taught, trying to make it look like what everybody else is doing. That's what it needs to happen, or I'm doing it wrong, and that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Inside of you, This is like a love relationship between you and spirit. Those are the only two people that you need to consider in this relationship, as if it feels good and right to you in spirit. Like if it feels good and right to you, then it's good and it's right. We can, just like I heard again the other day, that quote about, we can make this as simple or as complicated, and I probably misquoted it, as we want. I mean, this is, if you can, it doesn't have to be complicated to be powerful. Sometimes the more simple it is, the more powerful it is. Sometimes when we try to overcomplicate things, we lose the message. We lose the connection. We lose the desire. We lose the intention. We lose the purpose of the whole thing, because we're so committed to what it looks like or how we're doing it just right. It needs to be just right. It's not pretty enough. It's not like the way they did it. It's not the way I was taught, but I feel in my heart that I'm supposed to do it this way. I'm supposed to add this one little touch, or I'm supposed to take this part away and add a different part. And as long as you're playing safely, whatever it is, don't like come at me if you burn your house down because you felt like you were supposed to add a fire pit in your living room. Don't, use common sense here. But if it feels right and true to you, that's what matters. That's what matters. If it feels right and true to you and it helps you grow with spirit, because that's the thing too, is like they were saying, we've got to cut out all the different ideals that are keeping us from growing. Because it's all these ideals we're trying to live up to that are keeping us stuck. We're too like grounded into like the way things should be or supposed to be, or making them look a certain way, or all the things. Your spiritual life is your spiritual life. Your mundane life is your mundane life. Your everything, your family, the way you live, if you've got whatever, like if you've got multiple like live-in partners, whatever, you do you. If that's working out for you, amen, sister. But the point is, you have to learn how to feel into your body and your spirit, and feeling in, does this feel good and right? Or am I just doing it because I was pressured into do it? Or am I doing it because I feel like I'm supposed to do it this way? Or am I doing it because I don't want to let somebody down? Whatever the reason why you're doing something a certain way, we've got to figure it out. Is it your way, or is it somebody else's way? Is it your way or somebody else's way? We've got to cut out the middleman. We've got to cut out the middleman. This is what this is. This is all about cutting out the things that are keeping you in that growing that love relationship between you and spirit. That's what this is. So it's not quite about heartbreak. It's about disconnection. It's almost like keeping spirit at arm's length, because we're trying to do things the way we feel like they're supposed to be done. And we've got to cut that middleman out. We've got to cut expectations out. We've got to cut out all these different things that we've talked about before in previous readings and sessions. We got to cut out trying to make everything look picture perfect, or like by the book, or by how they were taught by, well, my teacher said. And so I say that myself sometimes too, and I know that people can't get in my head to know this, but when I say it, I mean it. Because I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, but my teacher is one person, one opinion. So take it or leave it for what it is. Each and every book, it doesn't matter how many years of experience, this world is different. Our connections to spirit is different today than it was like 1,000 years ago. It's the same, but different. It's more like electrified or something. And they're saying that it's like, our book, like everything is different. So stop comparing your book to somebody else's book, your story to somebody else's story, your intentions to somebody else's intentions, and rituals and ceremonies and gatherings and all the things, your daily practice, even every little thing It is yours. It is yours to, and the more you shape it and mold it into to fit you, the more you cherish it, the more you fall in love with it, and the deeper you go into it, which deepens your relationship with spirit, deepens your relationship with yourself, and helps you fall in love with you because you start trusting you to make those kinds of decisions. I want to make this kind of, I feel like this new moon, I'm supposed to release and let go more than I'm supposed to call in. Then that's like you trust that in your heart and soul. Maybe you're different. Maybe you're like, I feel like I'm supposed to release and let go, but I also feel like I'm supposed to balance that. It needs the balance with the fours on both sides. On either side, I need that balance of letting go and calling in. I need the balance, the give and the take, the give and the take, the give and the take, calling in and building up, calling in and building up, but building it my own way this time instead of to somebody else's plans and guidelines. We're rebuilding, we're tearing down, we're breaking up things apart, we're cutting cords and ties to old stereotypical ways. We're not stereotypical people. We're not stereotypical beings. We're not normal. We're not, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We are extraordinary beings. Extraordinary beings that are like multifaceted, and like we have all these different parts to us, to our little sphere, to our little ball of yarn. It's so many parts. And we need to have fun and love like playing with these different parts. And you don't have to do it all in one day. If one Saturday all of a sudden you wake up and you go, you know what, I'm going to play with how I eat today. Maybe I'll do like a little juicing, a little fasting, a little like smoothieing. And then maybe I'll have one giant meal where I just feast. They're like, all right, how fun is that? Let's try that. And then if you're like, you know, that I really didn't feel good after that, I think I'm going to try 2 meals and a little less smoothing and a little bit of juicing. And they're like, all right, let's do that. That sounds like fun. Bring joy into it and play with your day. You have the freedom. You have the freedom to like wipe the canvas clean, wipe the hard drive clean, and start fresh. Start fresh. Rip out those old notebook pages that somebody else wrote for you. Like if it's like a planner that somebody else like laid out the outline for, we're going to draw our own outline. Even no outlines like allowed, like unless we place them. We are like the alchemizer, the creator, the everything of our own experience here in this life and in this world and in our spiritual practice. All of it is crafted and created by your relationship with you and spirit, your relationship with you and your body, your relationship with this earth and this world and all of it. This is about you figuring out who you truly are and giving her space to have fun and explore along the way and figuring that out. Because we're not going to know who we are just by going, okay, I want to know who I am. Okay, I see it now. I mean, and maybe you do, and that's amazing and magical, and you are like magnificent. But a lot of us, it's going to take this playing and joyful playing and manipulating of our world, our environment, of our schedule, of all the different things along the way to figure that out little piece by piece. And it may take us unraveling and re-raveling, rewinding our balls and bags of yarn until the day we move on to the next realm, to the other realm. And that's fine, as long as we have joy doing it all along the way. We need to take the stress out of it. If it's causing you anxiety, just slow your roll. Figure out what's one thing I could figure out today. What's one thing I could figure out today? Maybe you need to redo your laundry routine. That's cool. Let's do it. Let's play. Like, what do you want to try changing up? Is it the time of day? Is it the way you do it? What is it? Or is it maybe like your thing is like, I don't want to do everybody's anymore. I just want to do mine. I think everybody should do their own laundry. Then do that. Or if you're like, I feel good about doing everybody's laundry, but I don't want them to throw it all here or there or give it to me this day or that day, whatever. I want it done like this. Then do that. You are the master manipulator and you're in a good way in your life, in the plan. Tell people like you are that magician and like going and use your little staff or your wand and go, look, buddy, I want my laundry, your laundry on dropped here, right in this spot on Tuesdays by 9 a.m. or you're doing your own. Done. They're like, take charge, baby. Take charge. So the Emperor is the card of the month, like we said before. And this is like, we're taking charge. We're taking charge of our lives today. Starting today. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. You can take charge. And then and I just really love so much the idea of feeling like you have to do things a certain way whenever it comes to the rituals and the ceremonies and all of that, and taking the fear out of that, like of feeling like it's supposed to look a certain way. We need to start really learning how that's how we learn to connect deeper within ourselves and within spirit. Yes, learn from the masters that came before you. Learn from their expertise and really read and soak in all of that knowledge. Definitely learn from others. This is not about not learning from others. Connection is key in a lot of different ways, but don't feel like you have to follow their rules and plans and their way to the T, or it's the highway for you, or you're not allowed to do it whatever way. You have the freedom. You have the freedom to do things your way. You have the freedom to do things your way. All the way down from like when and how you brush your teeth, to when and what time you go to bed, to how you put on ceremonies, to how you do rituals, to how you do things. And I know we probably can get some backlash on that, but this is supposed to be done a certain way. It's kind of like a recipe book or whatever, and learning how to cook. You learn how to cook, right? From different like videos or books or classes and different things. You learn the basics, right? But then just like with the tarot, and we're learning all the different everybody else's viewpoints. But then at the end of the day, we take that knowledge that we learned safety from cooking, like what to do, like turning the handle. Don't leave the handle sticking out or you could cause whatever. Make sure you have a lid nearby so you can put it on there to staunch any fires. All the different safety concerns, right? We learned all of that. We learned the basic techniques and maybe the science behind things. But then we take that and we feel like, oh, I just got a spark of inspiration. Download from spirit. I'm want to try doing it this way, and let's see. And I'm following the safety guidelines, so I know I'm not going to blow myself up, or call in the 7 demons of whatever. So I think I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to try this and see what happens. And it turns out beautiful, and like your connection, all of a sudden it like that sparks this creativity in you that makes you want to try painting with like mud or something, and like and like what else can I do my own way, like to allow myself just to come out to play, allow my true self to come out to play with no rules. No, the rules are off the table. They're like, go play, go be mischievous, go be like wild and free. Just go be you. Like if you want to wear like full on like Halloween costumes at Christmas, or to go to Aldi to go grocery shopping in November, December, do that. Rules are off the table time. This is it, guys. This is it. Rules are off the table. We are shaping our own realities here. We've got to start diving in and finding out what is right and true and important to us, if it's not important to you, if it doesn't feel good and right and true and like brings you joy and fulfillment, then it's not for you. And don't feel bad as if you like feel like you committed to something, but all of a sudden you're not seeing it through because all of a sudden you've got major resistance to it. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. That's fine. Cut the cord there. You don't have to finish whatever that is. If it doesn't feel right and true, maybe what you were there to do and learn was at the beginning of that term of whatever it was, this like a course or book or whatever it is. Maybe you got that chunk that you needed and you're good. You're done. Maybe you might need to come back to the rest of it later on. It doesn't mean you're never going to revisit it. You can always revisit it later. But if your insides are telling you, I'm out, be out. Don't hang around out of obligation if it doesn't feel good and right and true. Do you, babe? Do you? Amen, and so it is. I look like a disheveled mess. I really do. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. I really appreciated this so much because like whenever, if you're new to diving into like, ceremonial stuff or rituals and all of that and feeling that pressure of needing to do it just so, if we take that off the table, what kind of magic? Just imagine the magic that can be left, like that we can create a meaning, like in our lives and the connection to spirit and our like, I just take the rules off the table. I love it. Amen. Have a good day.